In an emergency, this one body position can keep oxygen flowing and keep you alive before help arrives. It happened in less than a minute. A woman in her 70s was standing in her kitchen reaching for a glass of water, and suddenly the world tilted. Her knees gave way. Her body hit the floor. Her husband caught the sound before he saw her. He called 911 immediately. The dispatcher said the words no one wants to hear. Ambulance arriving in approximately 7 minutes. For the human brain, that's a lifetime, or the end of one. Because when the heart stumbles and oxygen stops flowing, the countdown begins. But what kept her alive wasn't a pill, or a paramedic, or a miracle. It was the position her husband placed her in while waiting. A single simple movement that kept air moving, blood flowing, and her brain awake. Most people don't die because help never comes. They die because of what happens while they wait. Panic sets in. We sit them up. We shake them. We lift their head or cradle their shoulders. It feels like comfort, but it's the exact opposite of what the body needs. When someone faints, collapses, or becomes unresponsive, blood is already struggling to reach the brain. Sitting upright makes the heart fight gravity. Slumping forward compresses the chest and blocks the airway, and even a slight tilt of the neck can restrict oxygen more than most people imagine. So the real race isn't against time, it's against gravity. In those first few moments after collapse, the body enters what doctors call a silent emergency. The heart is still beating but weaker. The brain, the hungriest organ for oxygen, begins to starve. The person may look calm, but inside, blood flow is dropping with every passing second. Skin turns pale, vision darkens, words slur or stop altogether. But here's the part few people know. That doesn't mean the body is finished. It means it's asking for help the only way it can. And the fastest way to help it isn't medicine, it's position. That husband didn't know anatomy. He didn't know terms like circulatory efficiency or oxygen perfusion. He only remembered one thing he'd heard years before. If someone collapses, roll them on their side and clear their airway. So he did. He eased her down, gently turned her onto her left side, bent her top knee, and kept her chin slightly forward. He didn't tilt her head back or lift her. He simply stayed beside her, breathing with her for 7 long minutes. When the ambulance arrived, she was still breathing steadily. Her pulse was strong. And the paramedic looked at him and said softly, "You just gave her the time we needed." That's what this is really about, buying time. Because in every emergency there's a short, fragile window where the right action can hold a life in balance. Not save it completely, just hold it steady until help takes over. Doctors call it the golden position, the posture that turns gravity from an enemy into an ally. When your body can't push blood uphill, gravity can do it for you. When airways want to close, this angle keeps them open, and when panic spreads, stillness restores order. It's the one move that costs nothing, requires no strength, and yet, according to decades of medical evidence, can preserve oxygen, stabilize blood pressure, and keep someone conscious long enough to survive. Most people don't realize they already have the ability to do this. They just need to remember how. So the next time you feel faint, dizzy, or see someone start to lose their balance, don't rush to hold them up. Guide them down. Keep them low, open, and supported. Because the most powerful life-saving tool you'll ever use is the one gravity gave you. And in the right hands, your hands, 7 minutes can be enough. When a person collapses, the body doesn't simply shut off. It rearranges its priorities. The brain, heart, and lungs start competing for oxygen. In those first 2 minutes, your body is in silent negotiation with gravity. Here's what actually happens. The heart, which normally pumps blood upward against gravity, suddenly loses rhythm. Blood pressure drops like a stone. The brain, which demands a constant flow of oxygen, gets shorted first. That's why the world goes dim or distant, and why people say, "I felt myself fading." At that moment, every second counts. If the person is upright or slumped, blood pools in the legs and abdomen. The heart must fight to push it back up, and often it can't. The airway may narrow, and even though the lungs are trying, air isn't reaching the brain fast enough. This is when people lose consciousness, not because their heart stopped, but because oxygen delivery failed. Now, here's the part that surprises most people. You can fix that without a single piece of equipment, because the moment you guide the body to the ground, gravity changes sides. Blood that was trapped in the lower body begins to flow back toward the heart and head. The heart suddenly has help. Oxygen delivery resumes, and the brain, starved seconds before, begins to recover. That's why the worst thing you can do is keep someone sitting. From the outside, it looks stable. But internally, it's forcing the body to fight uphill when it's already losing. Lying flat, or better yet on the side, turns that uphill battle into a downhill flow. But physiology is only half the story. The other half is panic. Panic changes everything. The instant fear hits, breathing becomes shallow and fast. That shortens the time oxygen stays in the lungs. It also triggers adrenaline, which tightens blood vessels and strains the heart further. So when one person panics, two systems go into crisis, the one on the floor and the one trying to help. That's why awareness, not speed, saves lives. You can't rush oxygen, you can only guide it. And that guidance begins with calm, a steady voice, a slow breath, a clear mind that remembers the goal isn't to move, it's to flow. You see, the human body was designed for survival. It just needs gravity and calm to work together. That's why medical teams use this same principle during trauma care. They don't lift or sit patients up right away. They lay them down, open the airway, and align the body with the flow of blood. Emergency physicians call it position-assisted circulation. In simpler words, it's teaching gravity where to help. And for older adults, whose blood vessels react more slowly and whose pressure can drop from dehydration or medication, this principle becomes even more vital. That's also why so many seniors faint after standing too quickly. It's not weakness, it's a temporary blood shift. Oxygen leaving the brain before pressure catches up, and it can be reversed in seconds simply by changing posture. The body doesn't fail suddenly, it signals. It gives you dizziness, dimmed vision, or nausea as a warning. Those are messages, not mysteries. If you act at that first signal, sit low, breathe slow, get onto your side, you interrupt the downward spiral before it even begins. That's what the woman in the kitchen never knew she'd need to learn. Her body was shutting down quietly, but her husband's calm turned the odds in her favor. He didn't panic or argue with the moment. He worked with gravity, and that's what kept her alive. When you understand what happens inside those first 2 minutes, how oxygen rises or falls with posture, you realize survival isn't luck. It's alignment. You don't need strength. You need presence. And that presence begins with one simple move that emergency doctors call the golden position. Let's see how to do it, step by step, so that anyone, at any age, can use it when it matters most. Because you may not have an ambulance in the room, but you always have gravity on your side. When someone collapses, don't lift them, don't hold them up, don't force them to sit. Gravity is already working against the heart, and your job is to flip that advantage. Here's exactly what to do. Step 1. Get them low and flat, guide the person gently to the ground or a firm surface. Never try to keep them standing. Lying down reduces the heart's workload immediately and restores blood to the brain. If you're helping yourself after dizziness, slide down a wall or chair and stay low. Step 2. Turn onto the left side. Once they're down, roll them gently onto their left side. Why left? Because the heart sits slightly left of center. Lying this way aligns the body's main blood vessels, the aorta and vena cava, so blood returns to the heart efficiently. It also keeps the airway open and allows any vomit or fluid to drain out, not back in. If you can't remember which side, remember this. Left saves the lungs. Right compresses them. Step 3. Stabilize the body. Once they're on their side, bend the top knee at a right angle. That locks the position so they don't roll onto their stomach or back. Extend the lower arm straight for support. Let the upper hand rest under the cheek. It keeps the airway clear and the neck neutral. No pillow, no tilt, just alignment. Step 4. Protect the airway. Tilt the chin slightly forward, not backward. That can close the throat. A gentle forward curve from the chest to the mouth keeps air flowing naturally. If they vomit, let it drain away. Don't put anything in their mouth. Don't give water unless they're fully awake. Check that the chest rises and falls. If it does, their airway is open and breathing is stable. If not, roll them flat and begin CPR only if trained. Step 5. Keep calm, keep still. Once the person is in position, don't move them again. Frequent shifting can drop pressure or trigger another collapse. Your goal is stability, not activity. Keep one hand on their shoulder or upper arm. That simple human contact lowers panic and steadies pulse. The brain responds to reassurance, even when unconscious. This is the golden position. Left side, top knee bent, chin slightly forward. Stillness. It works because it uses the body's design, not resistance. You're aligning air, blood and gravity in one direction, towards survival. In hospitals, trauma teams use this exact setup while waiting for scans or equipment. It's not a trick, it's physiology. When the torso, neck and legs are aligned, circulation evens out. Oxygen flow improves. The brain stays awake longer. And that's the difference between fainting and full arrest, between recovery and loss. For someone who's breathing but unresponsive, this is your move. It keeps oxygen moving and prevents choking. If you're alone and feel faint, get down, roll to your side and stay there until the feeling passes. If the person has chest pain that spreads to the arm or jaw, don't roll them. Keep them semi-reclined, about 45 degrees, knees slightly bent. That's heart protection. If it's stroke symptoms, slurred speech, drooping face, place them on the unaffected side, head level, collar loosened. That's brain protection. And if there's a suspected fall or spinal injury, no rolling at all. Keep them flat and still. Let professionals handle alignment. There's nothing heroic about this. No devices, no race against time, just awareness, the simplest, purest medicine we have. Because when you put a person into the golden position, you're not curing them, you're preserving them. You're pressing pause on the body's decline until help arrives. Every second the airway stays open and oxygen reaches the brain. That's another chance for recovery. So remember it. Low, left, open, still. That's the position that buys life its time. The golden position saves lives, but it isn't one size fits all. Every emergency speaks a slightly different language, and the way you position the body must match what the body is fighting for. Let's go through the main scenarios quickly, clearly, and without confusion. First, fainting or dizziness. If someone turns pale, feels lightheaded or collapses but is still breathing, use the golden position exactly as before. Left side, top knee bent, chin forward. This keeps the airway clear and pushes blood back to the brain. If they regain consciousness, keep them on their side for a few minutes before sitting up. Standing too soon can trigger another drop in pressure. 2. Stroke symptoms. If one side of the face droops or speech becomes slurred, get the person on their non-paralyzed side. If the right arm or leg is weak, lie them on the left. If the left side is weak, lie them on the right. This protects the airway if swallowing is affected. Keep the head level, never tilt downward or back. Loosen collars, ties or belts to keep blood flowing freely. The brain needs space, not pressure. Third, chest pain or heart attack. This is where the rules flip. Never roll a heart attack patient onto their side. Lying flat makes the heart fight gravity, forcing it to pump harder when it's already strained. Instead, have them sit semi-reclined, back supported at about a 45-degree angle, knees slightly bent, shoulders relaxed. This takes weight off the heart and opens the chest for easier breathing. Encourage slow, steady breaths and complete stillness. If they lose consciousness and stop breathing, then it's CPR time, flat surface compressions immediately. Fourth, breathing problems, COPD, asthma or emphysema. For shortness of breath, avoid both lying flat and full side positioning. The best position here is the tripod posture, seated, leaning slightly forward, arms resting on a table or cushion. This frees the diaphragm and allows deeper breaths without strain. It's the same posture emergency rooms use for patients struggling to breathe on their own. Fifth, suspected spinal injury or severe fall. If someone fell hard, hit their head, or you suspect a neck or back injury, do not roll them. Keep them completely flat, head aligned with the body, and avoid movement. Support both sides of the head with folded towels or soft objects to prevent turning. Movement can worsen damage you can't see. In this situation, stillness is the best medicine. Sixth, when to switch from position to CPR. If a person stops breathing or you can't feel a pulse, forget positioning. Move to revival. Flat surface, chest compressions in the center of the chest, 2 inches deep, at a steady rhythm, about 100 per minute. That's your only priority until help arrives. Position saves the living. Compression revives the silent. These are not complicated rules. They're logic. Each emergency has one clear goal: get oxygen where it needs to go. Your position simply helps the body do that with the least resistance. But just as powerful as position is your presence, because the body doesn't just listen to air and blood, it listens to emotion. Your calm can literally stabilize another person's heartbeat. Tokyo Medical University found that patients who received calm, spoken reassurance during an emergency had steadier oxygen levels than those treated in silence. That means your words, "I'm here, you're safe, breathe with me," are part of the treatment. It's the easiest kind of medicine to give, and one that costs nothing. Once you've placed someone safely and kept them breathing, do one more thing: observe. Don't hover, don't shake, just watch. Check the rise and fall of the chest every 30 seconds. If breathing slows or stops, change to CPR. If they start to recover, keep them in position for a few minutes. Don't sit them up right away. Your goal is balance, not movement. Calm air, open airway, steady pulse, that's all survival really is. When you understand these small differences, left side for collapse, upright for chest pain, stillness for injury, you realize emergencies aren't chaos at all, they're patterns. And once you know the pattern, fear fades. Because you don't have to guess anymore. You know where to place the body, where to put your hands, and how to buy time until help arrives. And that calm, informed presence, more than any medicine, is what keeps people alive. When the crisis ends, when you've done everything right and help finally arrives, something unexpected happens. The room exhales. Your body, the patient's body, the very air itself, all start to settle. That quiet moment after the storm reveals what survival actually is. Not strength, not luck, but control. Emergency medicine has a saying: you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to your level of preparation. That's exactly what the golden position gives you, a level of readiness that doesn't rely on panic or memory, only instinct. When you know how to move calmly, you don't fight the moment, you guide it. And here's the truth most people never hear. The position that keeps you alive is also the position that teaches your body calm. It sends a message through your nervous system. You are safe for now. That message slows the heart, deepens the breath, and steadies blood flow. Not just in emergencies, but in everyday life. The recovery window. After an episode, fainting, chest pain, or sudden weakness, the body enters what doctors call a recovery window. It's fragile. Blood pressure is still equalizing. Oxygen is catching up. The nervous system is searching for balance. Here's what to do in that window. Keep the person still for at least 5 minutes after consciousness returns. Offer small sips of water only when they're fully alert and able to swallow. Never rush to sit or stand. That sudden change can cause a second collapse. Loosen tight clothing around the neck and waist. If you're the patient, breathe through your nose, out through your mouth, slowly. 3 steady rounds. That's how you signal the heart and brain that the danger has passed. Your calm is contagious. The calm you project during those minutes doesn't just help the other person, it helps you. Studies show that caregivers who maintain even, steady breathing lower their own blood pressure and stress hormones within minutes. Your body synchronizes with the rhythm you create. This is why paramedics often speak softly and move slowly. It's not drama, it's biology. The calmer the environment, the more efficiently oxygen circulates. That's not metaphor, it's measurable. So remember, your stillness is medicine. The tone of your voice, the steadiness of your hand, the patience of your waiting, they all tell the heart, stay steady. Train calm before you need it. Here's a truth few people practice. Calm is a skill, and it can be trained. You don't need an emergency to learn it. Once a month, practice getting into the recovery position yourself. From sitting, lower to your side. Bend your top knee. Keep your chin slightly forward. Breathe until your pulse slows. That small rehearsal builds muscle memory. If a real crisis ever comes, your body won't need to think. It will already know. In Japan, they call this kokoro no janbi, preparing the heart before the test. It means teaching your body what safety feels like so it can find it faster when danger returns. And that's the quiet genius of this habit. It turns fear into familiarity. The final truth. Most people imagine survival as chaos, flashing lights, shouting, rushing. But real survival is silent. It happens in the stillness between panic and peace, in the way you hold your breath steady when someone else can't, in the way you let gravity do what medicine cannot. The body was designed to live. All it asks is that you help it, not hinder it. Air, blood, calm, position, that's the entire recipe. So don't wait for a crisis to remember it. Practice it once, teach it once, share it once. Because one calm mind and one steady hand can hold the line between fear and life. If you believe knowledge can save lives, share this video with someone you care for and subscribe to stay informed with the latest senior health insights.